In this video, we are discussing how long the NFT market can continue to be this hot. As usual, if you enjoyed this content, make sure that you hit the like button and smash the subscribe button. It really helps us out with our daily NFT podcast. And as usual, nothing in this video is financial advice. We're not financial advisors. The NFT space is incredibly risky, so please always do your own research. Captain Kicks, we decided in the past week, based on the volume that you were seeing in the NFT space, that it was basically a confirmed bull run. Do you think that's fair to say?
Yeah, I was also high on some hopium. But let me check the numbers real quick today. I mean, I think it's still looking good. Last updated 10 minutes ago. What are we at UTC time? 8:17. We got 4 more hours. We may be a little below 100 million today, but I mean, we're still in a trend up unless 3 days ago was like a blow off top when we did $173 million. But we have crypto dropping, right?
Yep.
ETH is down from 2,500 down to 2,300, almost like a 10% retracement. If it levels out, keeps trending down a little bit, that's another potential good condition for a bull run. I'm definitely feeling good, a lot better than I did middle of March. But you never know. A lot of people on the other side of the markets are a little spooked by what the Fed said, but a lot of people that trade NFTs, they don't even know what a 50 BPS increase really means. So we may be semi-immune to that. We'll have to see. But this weekend we'll know by, I'd say, like Thursday night, Friday night, if we're set up for another big weekend or if we're just going to kind of coast. And just kind of coasting here isn't terrible either. We just don't want to see like an ugly pullback, but I'm still feeling, pretty optimistic. I already have my bags packed, right? I got a bunch of cyber brokers at 3, they're at 5.5 or whatever. So like I'm up on a lot of my plays right now where I can eat a 30% retracement. But right now I'm definitely not like adding in big. Other than spending a lot of gas on AJ's project. Other than that, not sizing in big in any way.
Yeah, that wasn't the best drop. And I feel like, I would be upset with it if I had participated in the actual drop, but I didn't. And
Yeah,
I
it's
just,
all good, man. Shit happens. I don't got any ill will.
yeah,
I'll still give AJ a fist bump. I'll be like, "What's up, dude? How you doing, man?
well, yeah, it was
When can I
just,
start swiping my VSP pass?"
well, yeah, it was just a mistake. And I just turned around and bought it this morning for 0.38. So I was like, this is pretty cool for me. I'm paying like 0.01 in gas, and it's Vayner ecosystem.
Yep.
I don't have a ton of clarity on what you're going to get, but I'm not one of those NFT investors that ask that question, because I have an understanding that the reality is when you buy an NFT, you're betting on the promise of something in the future. So my friend who loves golf, he's a lifetime golfer. He's like the MVP of our golf team in high school. He asked me, what do you get with Lynx DAO right now? And I was like, nothing. You don't get anything with Lynx DAO.
One day maybe.
It still might be a good thing to buy, because if like by the time you know what you're going to get, the floor is going to be 1 ETH. So why buy it then when you can buy it now at 0.4,
Yeah, exactly. I'm with you. And I agree with you with like the bet on the Vaynerchucks. Like here's the thing, like Gary and AJ, I've never met them in real life, but they strike me as the kind of business people that they don't run away from adversity and tough challenges like this.
Oh,
They
yeah.
actually use it as fuel.
Oh, yeah.
So if anything, like this is like fuel where, AJ's like, okay, now I'm really gonna hustle the next 2 months and turn this shit around. So I really don't mind the secondary buy. I think I'm in at like 0.64 average cost. Did the same thing with Shields. I like this bet a lot better than Shields. I'll tell you that much, dude. So I'll sit on these bags. Don't you worry, AJ. I ain't dumping on you.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, so I totally agree with what you said. You just watch any video of Gary, he gets fired up if people doubt him at all. And honestly, like, look, I selfishly want there to be a ton of FUD on this so that it goes down to 0.2 and I can buy more of 0.2, because at the end of the day, like Gary and AJ, in my opinion, I think that they will destroy any sort of FUD, and they take it personally if there's FUD around the project. So
Yeah.
like I saw some stuff on Twitter. It's like, all right, cool. But anyway, I don't even think that there's that much FUD. This thing's holding like a high 0.3s floor price. I see a 1 ETH floor on this thing within a year.
Yeah.
Like
if something's not
programmed.
getting fudded, it doesn't matter in the NFT space. It's going to die if it's not getting fudded. You know, you got to have some fudders out there. Remember, Cool Cats had fudders because they did a ERC 1155 contract. People were fudding them at a 0.06 mint.
That was a good idea, right?
You know, just 150 extra after that, not including airdrops. But yeah, so made some trades on VSP. My bags are packed. I'll be sitting with them.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a high conviction play for me. And so I know that you bought some of these Adidas NFTs. What do you think? What do you think of the current state of this?
In terms of like value, what people think we're getting.
Yeah, I mean that, and also like you bought at 1 ETH. What was like what was the thesis behind buying it at 1 ETH? And you know, yeah.
Honestly, it was the Nifty Discord. To be honest with you, there was I think Popcan and someone else in the Discord posted a screenshot from the Adidas channel, an announcement, and it was like, "Yo, we're going to be, you know, big things are coming soon." Like one of those announcements where they're just like, you know, talking about, you know, vague promises, but on the short-term horizon.
So that's the best. Vague promises on the short term. That's what we got with 10 KTF right now. I'm like, perfect. Vague promises, short term. It's, you know, short term horizon. Perfect.
And like what I was also thinking is, I was like, okay, Adidas executives are breathing down the ass on this project because they're seeing Nike and Clone X, and like Nike's on like earnings reports with investors bragging about Clone X. So you know the Adidas executives are like, get our NFTs to be the best possible. And so I was like, you know, they got that going for them. They have partnerships with Yuga Labs. And I was thinking like, okay, you know, that's probably going to materialize in one way, shape, or form. It was a bullish tweet. It's a good project, good company. So I was like, yeah, I bought 3 at 1.1. Now that they're up at 2, I trimmed off 2. I'll hold 1 as a flyer. I think things like this, like unless this gets you a Clone X kind of mint, if it gets you a Clone X kind of mint, then even at these prices, you're looking good, right? But if it's some sort of like digital clothing drop, you know what I mean? Or like what we saw, I mean, we saw it with Gucci Grail, like 10 KTF is the best at this, right? But like, and Gucci Grail is doing okay, but like you can just see with the price action that it's like hard for something like that to go like to 10 ETH, you know what I mean? Or even maybe hold 5 ETH. So I trimmed 2 at 2 because I was like, I think that's a good trim on these, and I'll hold, you know, 1 more because you still don't know exactly what you're getting.
The only thing so there's a couple of very juicy things with this. So first of all, the supply is 30 effing thousand. That's insane that this has a 2 ETH, like, you know, 2 ETH floor with 30,000, and the unique ownership is like 22K out of 30,000. So
yeah, that's big.
That's bonkers all the way around. That's bonkers. I don't even know what to make of that. But the juicy thing about this, and by the way, I sold this for like no money at all. I'm so stupid. Like,
yeah.
So bad.
I mean, honestly, I should have really loaded up the Brink truck at 1 ETH because it sat at it ranged between like 1.1 and 0.9 for like 2 months or like a month at least, right? And then this narrative play comes out from the Discord, and it's like, okay, and what you said with the unique holders, it's like a perfect setup. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's crazy. There is a lot of pressure on Adidas right now to deliver, especially in the short term. But the other thing is, you know that you have to burn this to get the phase 2. Like this is phase 1. You burn it to get the phase 2. Were you aware of that?
Yeah, I figured, and I wasn't sure what phase 2 is. I mean, if phase 2 is like a Clone X, you know, then these are easy money because you'd think that would probably go to like 4 ETH, you know, if it's a good thing. But like people will bet on Adidas, and they'll bet on like the easy thing, like, oh, okay, Nike bought Clone X, and look what Clone X did. So this is Adidas's version of it. Therefore, it should be worth way more than it is now. Like everyone's going to do that mental exercise. So maybe I shouldn't have sold it too. Crap.
No, I knew as soon as we started talking about this that you were going to start like saying stuff like that, and I'm not trying to influence you with this
Yeah,
at
you
all.
are, dude. You know how to get me into these.
But what do I care? I don't have this damn thing. Anyway, the thing is about this too is that with that burn mechanic, if it is something desirable, and people were asking about Essence by Fuck Render, and I'll talk about that because it's literally an identical situation when it comes.
Mechanic.
Yeah, to this one thing. It's also an ERC 1155, so it's pretty much the same thing. So people in the NFT space love to gamble. It's basically, it's the most obvious thing. All price action reflects that people like to gamble. Dead Friends Pass is higher than Dead Friends. The floor is higher than Dead Friends because you still have a chance of getting a rare if you buy the pass, and so there's a premium on the pass, right?
Yep.
Dogami, you remember Dogami that we have?
Dojami, baby.
Have you paid attention to that at all?
I have not touched it. I haven't even logged into Tezos. I just believe in Dogami that much. Like I'm never selling that, dude. That's the blue chip of Tezos. That's going to $1 million worth of Tezos, whatever that is.
We're at an 11x right now on that. And we're getting token airdrops. And the reason we're at an 11x is because ours are unrevealed, and the unrevealed is trading at like a 2x premium above floor.
It just goes to show a lot of times the NFT space, if you just buy something and you go into a coma for like a period of time and come out, you'll like be so rich for not doing anything. Honestly, I wish I wasn't such an idiot and I went and I bought Dogami, the more of it day one.
So what I was about to say, and this is the big brain play every time, is so like you and me, let's call a spade, us getting Dogami, us getting other things is a benefit of whitelist privilege, right? It's something that it just is, allow list privilege. We talk about it all the time. Sometimes you get on that allow list, right? The big brain move when you get on a desirable allow list, one where other people want it too, is as soon as that hits the secondary market, you Brinks truck it on the secondary. You buy more. Loser Club was 0.13 on the secondary. We had allow list at 0.08. It went to 0.6. Back up the Brinks truck at 0.13, and then there you go. You know
there's pent up demand basically.
You do. Like, I mean, if you are happy that you got on the allow list, that means buy more. Even that Loveless City Metro Pass, the mint was 0.111. Yeah, I mean, back up the Brinks truck. So people keep asking about Essence, which is an identical situation. So this is Fuck Render, right? And there's a couple of factors going on here with this one. So first of all, I love seeing that 0.88 floor. I know you bought into this. Do you still have it?
Yeah, I got like 4.
Nice. Very nice. So this is
bought it kind of high though. I'm like average cost like 0.8 probably.
Okay, but I mean you're still up, or you're probably at break even after fees.
Yeah.
But the thing is this thing hasn't materialized at all. Like the avatars haven't even come out yet. So the avatars are going to come out. People are going to start burning the essence for the avatars as the avatars start to catch steam. I mean, I just don't really see a situation where Fuck Render's avatars just have no popularity, especially given what we're seeing with like the nifty gateway artists making their arrival here into the mainstream market to some capacity, or at least in the collectibles fashion. So you know that Ferocious drop that we faded?
Yeah, it's up like 70%, right?
Yeah, man. Like we're so dumb, dude. We just can't figure it out at all. Like
I don't do the art stuff anymore. I'm not good at the art stuff. The last time I did art stuff was on Art Blocks and I just got shredded.
Yeah. But right now all these nifty gateway artists are just crushing. X copy. If you minted the X copy, right, which I did, it went to 2 ETH. So you could have sold it. So I actually made almost a half ETH in profit after fees with the X copy, and I fumbled the bag. You know,
all you had to do was just spread a rumor to sell the top, basically.
Yeah, but I didn't sell the top, and he spread the fucking rumor.
He did. He literally did. That was so funny. Oh man,
what a bastard! I mean, I'm sure that something is up his sleeve, but I'm almost positive it's trading below mint. It's an X copy. I'll probably buy back in at like, I don't know, 0.75 or something because it's just going to keep going. And then he'll do something and it'll 2X and blah, blah, blah. But basically, once the avatars for Essence are going to catch fire, these things are going to trade at like a 2X premium over the avatars.
I love that thought process. So basically, what you can say is if Fuck Render's project or the avatars, if they're gonna trade above a half an ETH, then it's like a no brainer to just buy an Essence right now. Um, and I also think that like if you roll a rare on one of these, like there's a lot of whales that like fuck render,
Yeah.
and people be sniping rares for like multiple ETH. Definitely.
There's a market for good fuck render stuff, especially when you see that the metaverse he's building is on steroids. And like, I'd rather bet on like fuck renders metaverse than, so for example, in our group wallet, we have World Wide Web land right
Yeah.
now, right? Should I sell that? Because now we got Bored Ape coming into the metaverse play.
Totally.
Sandbox ain't going anywhere. I don't think Decentraland's going anywhere. And fuck
Totally.
Render's making a metaverse. Ferocious is making a metaverse. I'd rather go into Ferocious's metaverse than World Wide Web land. I'd rather go into fuck Render's metaverse. At least it's like an artist and you're stepping into like an art arena. But am I totally wrong? And World Wide Web land is like the shit. I don't know,
Yeah, it's a tough call. I agree with your like macro thesis that like the metaverse is getting like crowded, and so like you really have to like change your thesis on it. Like the amateur projects, and not saying any of those are but like I'm saying there's a lot of projects that are like just in no man's land right now, and they're going to struggle to like win out or like carve out their own spot. The next big metaverse play is going to be some sort of like CCO, like free for all world. That's like what I would call, because like that gap still needs to get filled. But like in terms of like all the other metaverses, like like Yuga Lab's coming in, they're going to come in hot, and they're going to come in with some new stuff that makes it seem cooler than the other stuff. So I'm with you there, but yeah, I like this bet on Essence.
Yeah, I mean, and if you really like fast forward and you zoom out and you think about what the future, right? Because a huge part of this is the future. G Money has the name and the space that he has because he made a $160,000 bet on the future when he bought his CryptoPunk in like whenever he bought it. I think it was like November or something like that, maybe December of 2020. First guy to step up and put like a 6-figure bet down on a CryptoPunk. That's a bet on the future. In the moment, people probably thought he was crazy. A few months goes by, it explodes. Fuck Render's metaverse is basically like an art project where imagine putting on VR goggles and going into the crazy like Fuck Render metaverse. Like that's really going to be something. And it's basically a 3D fully interactive art exhibit at that time. So there's a built-in market for fuck render. Smart money people are in this project. I don't know if you know this, but O'Shiny bought like 20 of these at 0.82 the other day.
Hell yeah. That makes me feel good about my bags.
That's a smart money purchase right there, if I've ever heard one. So yeah, it's going to take time to materialize, but I think it's a fantastic thing to hold, and I don't think I'll burn any of them. I don't like to gamble in the NFT space. I'd rather hold the thing and let it really pop off. And once there's only 700 essences left, I have to think they're going to be expensive. I don't know if I'll last that long, but I feel very good about the play. I wish
it's
I was
smart, man.
Yeah, I wish I was liquid enough to buy more. But yeah, I mean, there's still like a lot of isolated wins in the space right now. Are there like, do you have any thoughts about tax season and how tax season could potentially impact some of this stuff?
I mean, I have heard like a concerningly high amount of people jokingly like say that like, oh man, I got like 20 more days to hit some wins so I can pay for taxes. That's definitely a little bit concerning, but I mean, like, I think a lot of like the smart money, a lot of people that have a lot of money, they've like already made tax preparations because
I paid my taxes in December. Like my accountant made me do that,
Yeah, because like if you're sitting on 500K profits and you have it all still in NFTs right now and you owe taxes in 15 days, like yeah, you're not gonna
going to
make it.
jail.
Yeah. Well, yeah, not even that. Just like if that's your, decision making process, is like you're probably gonna give that $500,000 back in one way, shape, or form. Yeah. So I don't think it's gonna be like a huge pullback. I think like the main things that the markets are tied to is how crypto is doing, what's like the risk on sentiment in like the macro area. So like the Fed meeting was a little bearish today, it made equities dump. That's why crypto's in part why it's dumping. So like, you got to factor some of that stuff into it. But like when you look at like the volume, like we're, we're averaging like pretty like close to double where we were 2 weeks ago. So I mean, like the volume's there. The challenge with NFTs right now is that like just the supply of projects you can make a bet on is so vast and so high that like you can't just bet on a good project. You have to like bet on the project that's going to like win the conversation over the next like, 2 weeks or a month. But um yeah, man, it's been a wild year so far. I feel like Stapleverse, Hood Squad, phase 2 of 3.
Well, yes, people are saying that it's pumping right now. Kinda. It's pumping a 0.3. I own this. And 0.3 is basically break even for me. I have to make a decision on if I want to sell it. This is one where I just felt like inevitably it was going to have a 1 ETH floor, but you really have to wait for it. You just have to understand it. We just saw this with 10KTF. There's so many projects where they're just going to be flat for a long time and then they pop. They just pop just like that. And by the time you realize that they're going to pop, it's too late, And like this one right here, I just feel like it could pop. They just announced a partnership with Crocs, which is Crocs is a very big brand. I think the market's probably like, okay, cool, but what does that mean? But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of components to this project. There's like 3 different collections. It's hard to tell where it goes from here, but I just feel like it's going to be something where, excuse me, you have to hold it and then suddenly it pops. I know Micah G, he's in the audience right now. He talks about this project quite a bit, but yeah, I mean, it's a very similar kind of trajectory to an Atom Bomb Squatter to a,
Micah G is so funny.
Yeah, he's hilarious. What are you laughing at?
Well, you said Crocs, baby, because I guess that's like the collab with Stapleverse. He's like 10KTF had Gucci, but then Stapleverse one-upped them in the fashion arena.
He's super funny. But yeah, I mean, like at the same time, it is a big partnership. I just don't know what it looks like. But this is a pump. It went up to 0.3. We'll have to see. Someone said, will Habbo avatars ever pop? What are your thoughts on that?
Slow rug.
Really?
Yeah, just meaning that they're like, it's the Habbo main business wanted to do an NFT project, rake in some cash, but they don't seem like they're like trying to go like all in to this space like as their business. It seems like they just have a couple people on their team that are just keeping the NFT project rolling. I haven't sold any of mine. I'd love to be wrong, and I'd love for them to just like do some really cool things and make it pop, but it seems like they kind of got like 1 foot in and out the door. So I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, someone in our Discord said Atari was pumping today, and I'm glad
what
to
a
see
pump,
monster pump.
No, I'm only down 90%. What a fucking ripper.
This one's offensive, man. This one really is offensive. We bought like 10 of these in the group wallet at a quarter ETH.
Yeah, bearish every realm right now.
Good God. Well, look, any closing thoughts, anything that you're looking at right now? Like if I just, I'm most qualified to talk about stuff that I bought. Right now we're looking at, I got Pre-Mint in here. How's this one doing? Pre-Mint is, I mean, this is a utility play, right? So it's right at where I bought it, and the unique ownership's on steroids. I have to think that one is going to do pretty well.
Oh, yeah. I've actually made some money trading these passes. I made some money on Conian. Good bag on Conian. I got
pumped.
Yeah, I got like a 2.5 extra out of it. But how it started is that it just sits at a range for a while. It just like doesn't really move. And then like some big news update comes out and it 2x's, and then it just sits there and it like doesn't move. Another news update, goes up 50% from there. So like that's my play with these like pre-mints is like I don't care if they don't move for the next like week or two, but something will happen. They'll go up to like a 0.7 floor, sit there, chop. Maybe I trim a couple there, and then maybe it makes a move for one. But I mean, I'm still getting like applying for whitelist, and every single one's on pre-mint. You know what I mean? So like, I feel like if you're using a tool in the space like every day and they're like the primo, like it's not bad to, make a flyer bet on them.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it at all. It's a utility play. Absolutely. Got the VaynerSports. We already covered that. World of Women Galaxy bouncing back a little bit. That's nice. Alpha Sharks, you pay attention to this at all?
Not a second.
So I bought it.
No, actually I heard some stuff in Discord.
Yeah, so I bought it. It works. I think that NFT Nerds is better. People really like the lifetime license for this. People like that it's a PFP, even though I think the art on the PFP is not that good. I like NFT Nerds better, I think, but this does do basically the same thing, and there are promises of more stuff. It's at 0.43 right now. Like, I've considered selling it and then just getting like for profit and then getting an NFT Nerds membership. But at the same time, I do use this. So that is the thing. Like, it's pretty good. These tools.
Yeah, someone said there's like a bidding tool on it. So I mean, that's pretty cool. Like, if you can do some like mass bidding, that would definitely be useful. I think it like comes down to like, I look at like this space now is like sort of crowded, right? There's like a lot of options. Alpha Sharks, you just mentioned. There's Conian. There's NFT Nerds. Acrocalypse, I'm sure, is coming out with like a lot of similar tools. So there seems to be like a lot of crowding in that space. Like, the winner is probably a big win, like, you know, especially if you hold their NFT. But also a lot of these things they can just copy each other on, right? Like, it's not like there's some sort of like crazy thing that, at least not yet, that only they can do. Like, the other guys can, or girls can, copy them in a couple of weeks, you know, get the same feature up and going, especially if they can reverse engineer it a little bit. That's why I really like the pre-mint play, because I made money on the other passes. I like traded them. Like, I should have bought Alpha Sharks. I probably would have made money on that, but I liked that narrative play of like, okay, all these tools are popping up. A lot of the traders are using them. They're good trades. But now that's like saturated. I'm like, okay, well then pre-mint just popped up, and it's like the same kind of play, but like, is there 10 different whitelist, you know, brands out there? Like, no, everyone is using pre-mint. Like,
No
every
brainer.
brand is using pre-mint. No brainer.
No
And
fucking
so,
brainer, dude. I mean,
yeah.
like, should I just buy 10 of them, right? You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
no brainer.
I know like some people said that like what they've like promised like isn't that cool, but it doesn't seem logical for me for them not to do something cool with it, because they have a lot of opportunity. They're Web3 native.
Yeah, I mean, like, and the guy seems pretty smart. He'll probably come on our show. The pre-mint guy's almost certainly going to come. I mean, I'm just speaking about another, you know, grown person. I'm like, that grown person's going to come on the show. I guess I have to ask him. I have to make sure that he's interested. But I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up on our show at some point. So people ask me, or excuse me, one other thing I wanted to talk about. Are you in Look Labs at all? And people are going to get so mad because I talk about Look Labs a lot. And Josh talks about Look Labs a lot, but are you in it?
I have one.
Okay. So I've become more bullish on Look Labs because of one mechanic. If the games that they make are even quasi good, and like if people are just interested in staking in the games, okay, this Look Labs game key will go to 1 ETH. And the reason I'm saying that, Josh calls this a super high risk, high reward play, and I agree with him. The bearish scenario is they fuck up all the games. No one cares about the games. No one wants to play any of the games. This goes to zero. The other way around is like if any of the games have like any desirability, then it's going to pop because you have to stake the game key for every game. And right now we have the 420 game. Yep. Then we have Beanie's Endgame, and then they just announced that there's going to be another game. Okay, so if you're
and I swear I'm not making this up. I predicted this. I said I guarantee there'll be a third game announced before the second game is even live. I said that, and I was right.
You were absolutely right. But if these games are desirable, you're going to see so many of these game keys staked. And let's say I want to play the game. I'm going to have to stake 3 game keys to play the 3 games, right? And to do the staking.
Yeah.
This thing's going to go to 1 ETH. All it takes is one of the... It's someone saying game Ponzi. Yeah, basically it's a game Ponzi. But at 0.32...
It all comes down, as you said, are the games cool? If the games are cool and a lot of people want to get in, then the Looks Lab game keys are going to go up in price. They'll likely then expand supply on those, and you'll probably get a free claim off of it. You know what I mean? So yeah, it all comes down to the games. Like if what's the second one? The End or
Endgame.
Endgame. If that one pops, yeah, then it's like off to the races.
And by the way, it's confirmed that Beanie structured the tokenomics. It's confirmed.
No way.
It's confirmed.
You serious?
I'm serious.
You kidding me right now?
And like a lot of people are just going to be big mad that I just said that, and it's just like, yeah, that's good. That's not bad. It's good.
Yeah. Go look at Punk's comics.
yeah. Someone really smart architected this fucking Ponzi scheme. It sounds pretty good. I'm gonna get in trouble for this shit.
Like it's on fire. No, you're good.
All right, last thing. Someone in the audience keeps talking about it. It is relevant because it's happening tomorrow. One of my biggest bags, Aku the Moon God, is going to have a snapshot tomorrow. So you are going to get airdropped the mint pass for the Aku series. And if you look, your boy's gonna get a lot of mint passes because he's got
What's up with all them books?
What, the books?
That's
what do you mean?
That's a Workaholics reference.
Oh, okay. I
Great
watched
episode.
the first
We'll
season.
be watching it this weekend. Don't worry.
Sounds good. I watched the first season. Yeah. And anyway, if you have Aku the Moon God, tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., you got to take action before that because that's when the snapshots. So blockchain, this guy just said, I don't like that you need multiple keys. It should be one key for all games. What you don't get is that if it's one key for all games, you don't get the supply squeeze and it doesn't go to 1 ETH. That's what you're not understanding. You need to encourage people to have several so that people just keep buying the game key, and then as a result, you get that supply squeeze. So that's the Ponzi-nomics that you gotta involve. Someone, Quadzilla said, Beanie being involved without pumping shit on social media doesn't mean shit anymore. We'll see. We're gonna find out. Kicks, anything else?
I mean, I think that's it for me, just, stay nimble, stay quick on your feet, get in and out.
Stick and move.
Yeah. And let's see, I think Thursday night, Friday morning will give us a good sign of how the weekend's looking.
Yeah, that's actually always a good indicator. People are saying how long 1 ETH. My prediction, and keep in mind, this is a speculative
3 days.
Speculative prediction. I think that within 6 calendar months, which is a long ass time. Okay, it's a long ass time.
He's giving himself some time for this one.
Yeah. I'm not gonna make some bullshit, call here. Like within 6 months, because they gotta come out with these games.
You gotta be like May 29th. By May, I'm just kidding.
No shot. By May 29th, I wouldn't be surprised if 10 KTF is a 1 ETH. If I had to make a prediction, because they did, what you said, the vague short-term announcement, and I think they said within 2 weeks, 10 KTF is going to melt faces or something. So I'm really glad that I accidentally sold my mutant bag for about half the price that it could have sold for because I forgot it was listed. Anyway, okay, Micah G said so when an Ethereum could be $9,000 or $200. It's pretty funny. Brett asked what the expected floor price on Aku Avatar is. Look, I have no idea at all. And
if you look at the costs to get in now, that's probably a good range for the floor price. So tally up the cost to get into the NFTs now. That's where it'll probably settle out of the gate.
Well, I like that because I think that would be a relatively high floor.
I was thinking sort of like the Invisible Friends model. You know what I mean? Like at the end, if you can't, it was like 7 ETH to get all the components to make the Invisible Friends.
So it's about $1,500, I think, to get one Akutar right now by buying the thing for the airdrop. So 15, that's like a half ETH. Dude, if it's a half ETH, your boy's gonna be excited.
How many are there?
There's, I think, 15K. That's like a half ETH floor on a 15K.
It depends on how good the reveal is.
Oh, it's going to be fire. Oh, look,
yeah.
I mean, we're going to talk to Micah Johnson on the show. This is not a bullshit project. This is a project that's being built. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
But I just don't know how the market is going to respond to it.
So I'm making my prediction, half ETH floor.
All right. Well, shit. I hope that your prediction's correct. That'd be incredible.
You'll take me out to dinner. Nice dinner.
Yeah.
Steak.
Oh, dude, I'll be buying you some clam bellies when we're hanging out this weekend. Anyway, Magic Trash Bag said, "Why am I in the closet? Don't worry about it." You see the clothes behind me.
Essence reveal in 10 minutes. Cool.
Oh shit. Oh wow. Okay. All right. We gotta check that out. All right, everyone, like and subscribe. Oh, and by the way, shout out to our sponsor FTX. Make sure that you sign up thenifty.com/FTX if you're on a web app. I'm posting it right here. It's in the description as well. Thenifty.com/FTX. FTX has some of the lowest fees to acquire Ethereum and other cryptocurrency. And if you spend over $10 on there, you're gonna get free crypto. And then also it has gasless transactions for NFTs. So if you're on a web browser, thenifty.com/FTX. If you're on mobile, sign up with the code THENIFTY. And the mobile app is really, really good. So if you're a mobile person, I would definitely recommend the mobile app for FTX. Anyway, really appreciate you guys watching this. Sign up for FTX, like and subscribe here. Thanks so much for watching.